All right, Raiders, here's a quick video for you just to take a look at how we can do an operation involving fractions using the fraction features of the TI-84 Plus. So first things first, let's take a fraction like this, 3/4 plus 2/3, and let's just solve it the old school way on paper. And so that way we'll know ahead of time what answer we're looking for. And then that way as we go through the features in the calculator, we'll know that we have the answer correct. So first things first, anytime you're going to add or subtract a fraction, you know you need common denominator. So if we look at this here, something in fourths, something in thirds. So we're going to make each of them go to twelfths. So to make something in fourths go to twelfths, we're going to multiply by 3. To make something in thirds go to twelfths, we'll multiply by 4. And then again, got to do the same thing to the numerators. So 3/4 equivalently is 9/12. Plus, and then 2/3 is equivalently 8/12. So now that we have common denominators, since you had to work hard to get those common denominators, it only makes sense to use them now. So our denominator is going to be in twelfths, and now we can just add our numerators. 9 plus 8 is 17. So we have our answer here for the answer of 3/4 plus 2/3 is 17/12, and that's an improper fraction. And let's say we wanted to convert this to a mixed number. And we'll go over in a minute how to do both of these things in the calculator. So remember, what you really have here, anytime the numerator is more than the denominator, you're actually talking about a value that's greater than 1. And remember, a fraction really means a division problem. It's really 17 divided by 12. So if you just thought about that in the traditional by hand method, 17 divided by 12, well, 12 goes into 17 once with a remainder of 5. So equivalently, the mixed number format of the answer for this is 1, and there's 5 parts left over out of 12, so it's 1 and 5/12. So these are the two answers that we're going to now use the TI-84 fraction features to get. So on the TI-84, to pull up the fractions menu, you hit the alpha button. You see it changes the cursor to an A, and then hit Y equals. And you see here, it's kind of automatically highlighted in the first choice, which shows n/d. So in the context of fractions, that means numerator over denominator. So we're gonna hit enter. We'll hit the enter button to select that. And you can see it gives you the format for the fraction. So we're gonna do 3/4. So you type in the 3, and then use the arrow keys to move around with the problem we're setting up here. So since we need to go to the denominator, do the down arrow to put the 4. So now we've got 3/4. And now notice that the cursor is kind of flashing now in the denominator. We don't want it there because the next thing we're going to need to do is put in our operation, our plus symbol. So since visually the cursor has to move to the right, you just use the right arrow. Now do plus. Now we want to do other fraction, 2/3. So we got to repeat the process to bring up the fraction menu. So hit the alpha button, the cursor changes to an A, then hit Y equals. And once again, we're going to pick the choice that's already there. So hit enter for the n/d, numerator divided by denominator. Now repeat the process to put in 2/3. So we'll do 2 for the numerator. Then I'll arrow down to the denominator to put the 3. And that's the operation with the fractions that we're looking to do. So just hit enter. And there we have 17/12, which we knew we would get. Now, let's say we want to convert that to a mixed number. Again, we already know it's going to be 1 and 5/12, but let's use the calculator features to do that. Once again, we've got to pull up our fraction menu here. And notice 17/12 is stored as our answer because that's going to come up in a minute here. So once again, to pull up the fraction menu, alpha Y equals. Now notice the difference here. If you look at choice 2, it has a U in front of the n/d. That's kind of the symbolism for a mixed number. Some number followed by a fraction of numerator divided by denominator. And if you look at choice 3, if you look in the middle here, you can see arrows going in both directions, and that's kind of the symbol to show to convert between an improper fraction and a mixed number. So that's the choice that we're going to want. So you can either just directly hit 3, or you can arrow down to 3 and hit enter. And notice what it pulls in the calculator. ANS stands for answer, meaning the answer that you have stored in your calculator, in this case 17/12. This is basically the symbolism to say, hey, okay, take that answer that you have and convert it from a fraction to a mixed number. And then hit enter. And lo and behold, there it is, 1 5/12. So hopefully that helps, Raiders. If you have any questions, make sure you reach out to me. Take care.